It is July 21st, 2021. I'm Andy, and this is the Minorcan Mullet Report from the Golden Ray Rec Site in the St. Simons Sound. We started off today with a little flight over at the Port of Brunswick. Here looking back at where the fire was in the Port of Brunswick over at the wood pellet storage facility. It's been pretty well cleaned up. The pellets have been moved off away from the port and to an off-site location, and the rest of the facility has been cleaned up. And that's about all we know about the wood pellet operation. Back down at the waterfront, we kind of just got a little view here. We could see the Pacific horizon, the commercial fishing fleet. We're going to come down and we're going to take a look at the small boat fleet. This is the oil debris cleanup boats. Those guys that work the site, that's where they're docked. We take a look at one of the Moran tugs. That's the handy there. And just kind of looking on down, we see the Caitlin here. And we're going to see the dry dock that's being prepared for the next section. And we can see in the background there the cradle that's been put in place. The pieces are there to receive that next section. Already making the preparations, getting the dry dock ready to go for Section 6. And yeah, that's what the port looked like today. It was kind of quiet there. Now at the site, kind of quiet there as well. We see the NRC Winnie here on its way in for a crew change. A couple of small boats, one of the crew boats, one of the Bear Cubs there. And then we did see the Stephanie Dan and the Robert were on the move today. We're going to see the Stephanie Dan kind of cruise by us on its way over to the other side of the wreck. And we'll wave to them as they go by. And get on the other side of the wreck and check them out over there in just a minute. Pretty tug as she's steaming by, headed over to the other side of the wreck. While at the wreck, we're still seeing what looks to be adjustments that are being made to that cutting chain. They seem to be in the blocks. We could see through one of our stills the offshore side or left side of the VB 10,000. We could see the guys where they were working right underneath the block. Looks like they may have had a cutting torch and we're working on part of the chain. You guys will be able to see that pretty clearly. But the wreck site itself, just kind of quiet. Again, the procedure of getting the chain set and ready takes a little bit of time, and we're hoping that this is ready to go shortly. And soon, we're hoping to see that chain tighten up and cutting commence on the Section 6 of the Golden Ray. Again, we have 2 more cuts. They're going to yield 3 pieces of the Golden Ray that'll have to be picked up and moved, but we're starting to get down to the kind of the end part. We're past halfway and headed for the finish line. We're taking a look at the blocks themselves. The inshore block we could see still has what appears to be that wildcat block in place with the chain coming up, going through it, and then right back down to the deck of the VB. And then over here, this is the offshore side, and we could see the guys up there. It looked like they had a cutting torch, and we're working on one of the chains there, possibly shortening it on the VB 10,000. Well, the only thing we really saw moving around were tugs today. So we got a little bit of this action. We see the Robert. This is over by the 533 crane barge. Both these tugs, the Stephanie Dan and the Robert, were tied up alongside there. They kind of moved away. Stephanie Dan went around to the other side of the wreck. So naturally, we wanted to get a little video and some stills of the tugs kind of moving around and doing the thing. Always love watching the tugs work the site. We see the Robert kind of pulling off here. We got a few shots of that. And then we followed the Stephanie Dan around to the other side to the 291 barge, where you could see the crews working the lines. They untied the 291, got the Stephanie Dan tied off to it, and they headed over, and they were bringing that barge over here to the Weeks 533 crane barge. So we got a little bit of that for you. So yeah, you guys check this out and watch these tugs work. Hey Minorcan Navy, Andy coming to you from the Minorcan Mullet. Well, the VV10,000 has moved back over Section 6. This whole cutting process, as it begins to get started, we're going to put a poll up tonight, and we want to know what you guys think about the length of time it's going to take to make this next cut. Now, we've seen it happen as quick as 9 days, and then with some problems that they've encountered, we've seen it take months. So we want to get an idea of what you guys think. You guys have been watching it just like we have from out here, and get a feel for what you guys think on this next cut. Now, as they've been progressing on it, they've gotten better, and you know, we only got 2 cuts left, so you think that they're learning the tricks, and they're learning those little shortcuts that help them along, and let's see how they're going to pay off here. Hey, we're going to ask you that if you haven't done it yet, click on that subscribe button. We're not going to charge you a thing to do it. Okay? Give us some thumbs up. Send us some comments. We love to understand what you guys are thinking and get your input into the operation as it's unfolding. Hey, most of all, we want you guys to stay safe out there.